I should say really. But welcome to Biggie Let's Talk, episode 10. Let's finally get this one out of the way. And just waiting for Becca to come in and get more follows in. Hope everyone's good, hope everyone's well. So let's do this. Send Becca an invite. And hopefully Instagram actually works today. Hi Becca. 1 second. Oh, now it says unable to join. Okay, let me cancel the request and send you an invite from my end. Hey, here you go. No, the black screen, that's what's happening to you.
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you actually. Yeah, should we just carry on then?
Let me just try. Do you want me just to log out and try again, or?
Yeah, go on then. Log out and try again. I'll send you a request, yeah?
Okay.
Go on then. Right, so we got further than we did the other day, which is good. Okay, Becca's joined. Request sent. Fingers crossed. And this works. Yay. No?
No. Oh my gosh, it was just working. What the hell is happening? This is ridiculous.
But hold on. Let me see if other people can see. No, other people can't see neither. I'll just check it from our phone.
Ah, I did it.
Oh, we're
I
back.
don't know what I did. I was just randomly pressing the screen. Okay, awesome.
So what happened then?
Hello.
How are you, Becca? You okay?
I'm good. This has been stressful.
Okay. So what you need to do, Becca, you know that arrow that's gone up at the bottom of your phone, right
Yeah.
bottom right hand side. You got like a triangle arrow,
Yeah.
like an aeroplane.
Yeah.
Press that,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna invite all my friends. So just tap 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 tap.
Okay.
Unless there's anyone that you don't want to invite.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So people get notification.
Awesome. All right. Yeah.
So how are you? How are you today? What's the time over there? It's 1 o'clock.
Well, it's 12:40, so yeah, nearly one. Yeah.
Okay, because I know I've got to go somewhere. You said you've got to do something as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got a class. So yeah, you're gonna have fun tonight, eh?
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, so let's get started. So
All
tell me a
right.
bit about your journey,
Oh
what you do,
my
who you
God.
are.
So I'm actually from London, England, and I moved to Canada about 13 years ago. So that's where I am right now. I'm in Canada.
Which side of
Um,
Canada are you?
so I'm in the east of Canada.
So
The
Toronto.
easiest way to explain it is south of Toronto. Yeah. So about
Okay.
2.5 hours from Toronto. Yeah, down south, like nearer to the States.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I used to be Cockney, and I had to change my accent because the Canadians couldn't understand me.
Bit of
So,
this, bit of that, boo boo, but whoa.
right, and so like now and then when I talk to people, it starts to come back a bit. So if my accent starts to change a bit because of you, I know that I'm not just taking the piss.
But you know
Yeah.
what? People actually legitly can't understand us, can they?
No, it was awful. Like they would just be like, "Oh, is English not your first language?"
Because I go Canada and I go Vancouver quite often, and I go Toronto quite often as well because I got family there, and I really have to slow myself down so they can understand me.
Yeah, yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
Okay, so then where did you go? So you moved to T dot,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I've traveled around sort of Ontario, which is the province here,
yeah.
quite a bit. Like I've moved like maybe it's got to be close to 20 times in the last 13 years. So yeah, it's just a lot. But yeah, I just need to find somewhere to settle, really. That's my problem. I've got the traveling spirit in me. Just-
Nothing wrong with
yeah.
that.
Yeah, like I haven't traveled quite as much as I used to do. I used to travel quite a lot, like around the world kind of thing. And then I came to Canada and I just kind of got stuck in this one province of Ontario and just kept moving. And that's not as fun as just traveling to new countries and new cultures and experiences, right?
So now you actually just moved within the same state. Is that
Hmm.
right?
Exactly. Yeah, just traveled
Okay.
around. And I mean, it's huge. So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
one was like 14 hours from here and all that kind of stuff. So
It's like the
it's a
size of
huge
the
day.
UK, isn't it?
Pardon?
It's about the size of the UK, one state.
It's a bit bigger than that. Huge.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay,
And
so when did you get into your healing side? So did you do different jobs when you got to Canada?
so yeah, so I've always been into healing and sort of mysticky stuff and all
Hmm.
that. And yeah, so I was always doing healing even as a child. I would do like healing kind of things and like massage and crystals and all of that stuff. So yeah, my jobs have been sort of like the mundane stuff, like shop assistant and things like that. And then but then other times it's been shop assistant in like a tarot store and stuff like
Okay.
that, right? So it was like yeah, it was kind of mix of both worlds. And then I've worked in like pubs and things. So I've had like the mundane stuff, and then I've had the sort of healing and spiritual side of the jobs, and I kind of mold them together. But
And the
yeah, right
healing side,
now,
has that come from like a family background or anything like that? Or is it just yourself?
no, my father's side on his mum's side were like Romanian gypsies quite a way back.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's probably where like, the tarot reading and stuff came from. But like apart from that, like the healing, as far as I know, nobody was really a healer or anything. That was just unique to me, I guess, not a family trait.
And is it like, do you have to like educate? Is it for, do you have to like study for it, or is it kind of like a natural given gift from God?
So yeah, it was a natural thing, absolutely. But like because in this day and age, you need to have
Of course,
qualifications.
yeah.
So when I was 19, I started qualifying in them. So
Okay.
I started in like aromatherapy, and then I got like just Swedish massage, which is like just your normal what you think of when you have a massage. That's the normal massage, and then I added and added and added. Yeah, and then like I do Akashic Records and I got qualified in that as well and things like that. But like the things like tarot cards and stuff, I'm not qualified officially in that, but I do teach people how to read tarot, so that's kind of interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
just tell me what holistic means.
Holistic means incorporating everything.
So your
So
body.
when you, yes, it's your body and your spirit and your emotions and your mind, everything is all together. So just because you have something physically wrong with you, that could also be because of something emotional. Maybe there was a
Oh,
traumatic event or something
trauma,
that
yeah.
triggered that physical thing to hold inside of you. So it's in your body because you can't let go of a grief or a trauma or something that's happened to you. So it's healing the whole of you, the mental and the emotional as well as the physical, and sometimes even the spiritual side of you. Like it's like on a soul level
Yeah.
almost. You heal the whole of you to make you whole, literally. So it's whole with a W for
Yeah.
holistic with a H, right? So it's that whole beingness.
Because I know you got Reiki healing, haven't you? There's
I
Reiki healing.
do.
I've done that before, but
Yeah, did you like it?
it was okay.
Yeah, you need a better one.
Yeah. I need to come to Toronto, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you can, it sounds really weird, but you can do Reiki from a distance. So I can send it to you from here and you still get the healing. Weird, right?
Really?
Yeah.
But what if I want holistic healing? Can that be
No,
done on Zoom or?
so holistic is just like the umbrella term for all these different modalities, all these different types of
Yeah.
healing. So holistic is just sort of like means just the umbrella term for all these different things. So Reiki is a holistic healing, but it's not the holistic healing, if you see what I mean.
So
So
what? So what
yeah,
do
so
you do? So what do you do? So
what
somebody comes to see you. Somebody
don't I
contacts
do?
you and says, Becca, what's the typical problem they might give you?
So, if it's in person stuff, I do various different types of massage, and
Hmm.
so those kind of things are usually for physical problems. So, like I've had athletes and people that work out or stuff like that. So that's a lot of like aching muscles and stuff like that. So especially when I do like hot stones, so that's a
Yeah.
really good one. It's actually a massage with really hot stones. and it goes really deep into the muscle, and that's a really nice treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do like things like ear candling, where it helps your ears, your nose, your throat, and anything in your head, really. It kind of helps with all those kind of stuff. And then like reflexology, which is the idea that your entire body is mapped out on your feet, your hands, your ears, and your head, and you can just poke and prod with that, and it helps internal stuff as well. And then like so many things in person, and then of course we were just saying the Reiki can be done in person or not. So I could send you Reiki. We don't even have to be talking back and forth like this. You could just like, WhatsApp
Really?
message me and say, Becca, I got a headache, can you like send me some Reiki? And it's kind of like that sort of thoughts and prayers kind of thing, but like I'll
Wow.
actually be there and I'll do like the symbols, and I'll send the energy to you, and it will help with your headache. And yeah, and then I do things like I said, like tarot reading and pendulum and oracle card readings, those kind of stuff, and they can be done online or in person. And then I do Akashic Records, which is this idea that everyone has their very own library that holds all of their stuff that they've ever done and ever could do. And that's just fascinating because like if you believe in like past lives and reincarnation and stuff, like you can go
Yeah.
to past lives and you can discover how they're affecting you now. So if you've got money problems or relationship problems or health problems in this lifetime, you can go back to a past life and discover why you have those, and you can heal that past life and come into this life and
And this is
feel better.
all
And
this is all that Akash Records, because I was going to ask you
that's
about that
the
actually. What
Akashic
is that?
Records. Yeah. So that's your own energetic library, and the way that most people will do it is like a psychic medium thing. And I'll say, all right, I'm in your records, and I see this, this, and this, and this is what you need to know. But the way that my teacher taught me is to take you into your own record. So
Yeah.
we do that through like a almost meditation type thing, not a
Wow.
hypnosis, like a relaxation thing. And I take you into your records, and my job is to get you to see and hear and understand what's going on in your records. And we can talk to your guides. They're kind of like the
Yeah.
librarians. They tell you, like they show you what you need to know, and how you need to heal from it. And so you find out the root cause. It's like that holistic healing. You
Yeah.
find out the root cause of it, whether that's a past life or this life or just a limiting belief or something. And then they can teach you how to release that and how to heal from it. And they do it all in the one session usually. And then you come back into, the present, as it were, into the physical. And that then either is an instant thing or it trickles down within the next few hours or days, very rarely weeks, but no longer than a few weeks usually. And then you're absolutely like rid of that. You get rid of that block
Seriously,
or that
I
problem.
need to do that because I've got like I've got nerve issues. So and I need to get to the bottom of it. And so I've had operations done. I've had sciatica,
Yeah.
which is, then I had an operation on my back. But then I don't know if you can see my scar there.
Oh,
So I
oh,
had
darling.
something called perivascular circles, which
Yeah.
was putting pressure on one side of my brain, and that made my left side weak. It's
Yeah.
better now. It's much better now, but it's still weaker than the right.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
and I'd love to go back into like the past and see what's happened.
Absolutely. That would be fascinating. And the really, really cool thing is sometimes people think they know what the answer is and they go in and it's like completely different that they never would have
Really,
imagined. So that really shows as well that you're not making it up, because people are like, oh, I know it's from, this that happened in my childhood, and actually it was something else that happened in your childhood, or it was something in a past life, and I'm not telling them that. They're going in there and they're
finding out
discovering that.
for themselves.
Yeah, and that's the empowerment thing right there, because I find that if I tell people, like with the tarot cards or something, I tell people this is what you need to do, they don't really necessarily do it. They go, oh, thank you very much, that was fun, and they don't do any changes, or they sit back and say, well, the tarot cards say it's going to be fine, so I'll
Yeah,
just not do anything.
that's it.
But
Yeah,
when you've actually gone in there and you've seen for yourself and you've discovered for yourself, and you say, oh, I understand, and I know what I need to do, then you actually go out and you change your reality, right? And it's fascinating to watch that.
okay, right. So how do you find how do clients find you? Is it like word of mouth, or
Yeah, you
or
usually word of mouth.
do you find them yourself?
Usually it's word of mouth. You can find me on like social media as well. So I do get people on social media like answering some of my posts and stuff. So yeah, so that's like Holistic Becca on Instagram and Ember Healing on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, like there's like the link trees are on there and stuff like that. So you can then go onto the website and any like, you know, upcoming events or whatever, and you can take a look on that. But yeah, the best way is probably Instagram, I would say, or Facebook if you don't have
Okay, take
Instagram.
me through the process. So I've just contacted you. So I've messaged you.
Yeah.
Where do I go? So I'll say to you, okay, I can't sleep at night. I've tried so much, and I know it's more than just like tiredness. So I've contacted you. Then where do we go from there?
Okay, so is this for Akashic Records
Oh,
or for anything?
anything,
So
anything. I'm somebody that's made an inquiry to say, Becca, hi Becca, I can't sleep at night, and I know it's not tiredness, and it's something more than that.
So then I would find out what it is that you would be wanting to do. So if it was you, obviously I can't do anything in person with you. So I could either just have a free chat with you where I can
Yeah.
recommend some modalities that you could go and get in person in England. And
Mm-hmm.
sort of say, I think that these modalities would be really good for you if you want to find a therapist near you that can do that. Or I can suggest things like aromatherapy oils or herbal teas and stuff
Yeah.
like that for you, ways for you to just go out and do it for yourself. So yes, you might have to
Okay.
go buy some
So
stuff, or you
forget
can.
forget that I'm in a different country. You just say that I'm there.
Okay, so if you're
Then what?
there, then I would either invite you in and we would do treatments and things, and I would tell you some things that you could do for yourself at home as well. But I would do massage and things for you, and I would do pressure points. I would also teach you some pressure points as well to be able to help you get some sleep. If you were interested in the more spiritual stuff as well, I would very much suggest that you try at least one of the Akashic records, because then, like we said, we can get to the root cause a lot quicker and easier. We can find out why it is that you're having problems with your sleep, and we can pretty much sort it out in the records. Like maybe
Brilliant.
they'll tell you some things to do in the physical, but the root of it will have been, you know, got rid of and sorted out when we're in the records. And that's usually, like I said, a one session. Like it's very rarely that they're like, oh yeah, we'll do a bit now but come back for another 5 sessions or
Brilliant.
whatever. Like I've never had that. Like,
And
yeah,
how long
they want
does
it
one
done.
session take? So when you go back into looking into records, how long does that take?
So I usually say it takes about an hour to an hour and a half, depending, because like we never really know what's going to happen when we go up there. When it's your first time, I usually say at least block off 2 hours just in case it goes on a bit longer or you have questions before or after.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's usually about an hour to an hour and a half that we're
Brilliant.
actually in the records doing stuff. But at any point you can say, all right, I'm tired, or I want to stop, or it's too emotional, or I'm not ready, and you can stop it at any time. There's no obligation to sort out anything in there if you
Do you
if
ever
you
get
think
people
you're
like
ready.
with addictions to come and see you?
Yeah, absolutely. Addiction is a great one to do in the records because that really does get to the root cause, whether that is this life or past lives. And
Mm-hmm.
well, usually addiction is both. Usually it's stuff that's happened over multiple lifetimes, including this lifetime. And so addiction, depending on like what it is extremely fascinating because it's not necessarily the same addiction in every lifetime. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily always alcohol. It's just an addiction. It's that addictive personality in all the
Yeah.
lifetimes because of something in one lifetime or in this lifetime that has happened that has made you need that security blanket. And so that's a really, really fascinating one to dive into for everyone's records for
And that's
sure.
the same with like alcohol
Mhm.
problems as well, addictions and such,
Yeah,
etc. as well. And
absolutely.
what about other injuries? Not just like, so say sports injuries.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, so the idea with the records is that you pretty much chose everything that any sort of events or any situations that come up in this lifetime, you pretty much put them in your path to see how you would react or to learn certain lessons from it. So if you have a sports injury, it's probably because you wanted to see how you would react to that and how you would deal with it, or it was to stop you from continuing with that for
Hmm.
some reason, so there's always a reason behind it. And so you don't realize that when you get this sports injury, and you're like, great, so now I can't play for my favorite football team anymore and I'll never be a star or whatever it was, right? And so you feel maybe depressed about it or something, but it's not meant to be because of that. It was meant to have happened for a certain reason that you had decided before you were even born. So
Okay.
to actually discover why that happened, or if it was just like a lesson to learn, or it was for another reason, you're actually going to become more at peace with it, and it can help you deal with it better. And then
Hmm.
maybe you either can recover from it and then you can play, maybe not at a professional level, but you can go back and play for
Yeah.
your teams or whatever,
Okay. So
or
you touched on a
it's
few of
just
your
something else.
therapies you do. So you do
Pardon?
you touched on a few of the therapies you do, like the massages,
Yeah,
etc. What other techniques do you do apart? And you also touched on a bit of tarot reading as well,
yeah,
didn't you?
yeah. So for like the sports injury stuff, like the hot stones, as I mentioned earlier, would be fantastic for any kind of
Is that
sport.
walking on hot stones? Is
No,
that
it's not walking on. It's like a massage. You just lie down
yeah?
and you get these really hot stones, and I use the stones to as my hands. Like, so, when someone's doing a massage on you with their hands,
Mhm.
instead of the hands, it's the stones are going over you. And the heat of the stones goes so deep into your muscles that it goes into and around the other side that a massage therapist can't get
Wow.
into. And it lasts 10 times as long as like a deep tissue massage. If you've ever done like deep tissue or sports
Yeah.
massage, the hot stones go so deep into your muscle, it stays there for 10 times longer than that. And it's
But does it not
fantastic.
scar you? The heat.
Yeah.
Does the heat
It
not scar you?
it it can do, but it doesn't hurt the client. It might make my hands
Oh,
red, but
really?
I've learned ways to take them out and um to to sort of move them in my hands so that I don't get hurt, because obviously I don't want to get scolded, but like I can do it in such a way that it doesn't hurt you as the client. So I'll obviously check in on you and say, is it too warm or is it not hot enough for you? And I can change the speed of the
Yeah.
massage or the heat of the stones to suit you, because some people, they love hot showers and some people hate hot showers, right? So I know the people that love the hot showers are going to be able to get the hotter stones on them for a longer period of time and at a slower pace along the skin. So if I take out a really hot one, I'm not just going to put it on you and leave it on
Yeah.
you. That's going to burn you. I'm going to move it around quite fast, and then I slow it down and slow it down and slow it down as the heat penetrates into your body.
Okay,
Yeah.
going back to that's brilliant. So going back to Akash Records, can they look into the future?
Yeah, that's cool as
Really?
well. So have optimal future timelines. So you have like what would be the best outcome of things. And then you also have like all these different outcomes as well, because you still have free will. So you can change where you're going. So you can see some ideas of what could be your future, and they'll tell you how to get to each one of them, and then you choose your path. So between now
Wow.
and however many years in the future that is, you're going to have different forks in the road. So
Yeah.
if you want to get to that future, these are now you turn left, now you turn right, and then you turn right again, and that's how you get to that future. Or if you're like, I don't want to go to that future, that's not what I want. Okay, well, what do you want? Okay, so this is how you would get to that one. And so, yeah, you've still got your free will. You still can choose whether you get there or not. And you will have different points where you can keep going towards that future, or you
Hmm.
can veer off and go to a different future. And that's really cool, because you can go to like your best future kind of thing, and you can talk to your future self that has achieved
Yeah.
all of your dreams, has achieved everything that you ever wanted, and you can actually go
Amazing.
talk to the future you that's super happy and rich and just whatever it is that you wanted, and find out what advice they have for you as well.
Amazing. And what about like so if you could do that means it can help with your career as well, can't it?
Yeah, yeah. So what people don't realize is that your business has its own records as well. So if you're an entrepreneur or you have your own business, you would go into your business's records. If you have multiple businesses, they each have their own records building, their own library. Right. So you would go into your personal ones to find out any limiting beliefs that you have, any struggles that you personally have to do with your career. But if you own your own business, then you would also go into that business's records and you would find your ideal clients, or you would ask, marketing questions, or,
Yeah.
finance questions, or should I be bricks and mortar, or should I just be online, or anything to do with the actual business itself. You can go into those records, and then you just go into your personal ones to ask about your own part, your own role in that. And then you can see if you as a person and you and your business are actually aligned, and if they're not aligned, how do you bring them together? Because it's all great if your business is a wonderful
Yeah.
idea and you don't have any limiting beliefs and you're awesome, but you're just not aligned, then your business is never going to succeed. So you
Okay,
need to
with
get them
anything
together.
anything like this, obviously you're going to get people that are very skeptical. So do you get a lot of people that say, Becca, what are you talking about? You're doolally.
Yeah.
Or you just,
Oh, of course. But I've always been like this, so I'm used to
yeah,
that. Even at school, right? Like I was the weird kid, so it was fine. But you don't need to, especially with Akashic Records, you don't need to believe in anything. You don't, like, there's no requirement that you don't need to believe in God
yeah,
or past lives or anything spiritual. And I've had people that are atheist and very scientific. And so I think, oh, this is going to be a hard
yeah,
one for me. I'm really
yeah.
going to have to work hard to help them get in there. And those are the ones that really surprise me. Those are the ones that literally they go through the meditation and then they're right in there and they're off doing everything. They're talking to their
Wow.
guides and it's incredible. And I'm like,
Brilliant.
wow, like you did really well. I didn't think that you would take to it so easily. And they were like, it was just so real. Like
Brilliant.
it felt so natural because it's your own records, it's your own
Okay.
energy.
Carrying on with that, what if it's a different culture? So if, say, if my parents came, my parents are from the north of India,
Yeah.
Punjab. If they came, they might think, what's she talking about?
They probably wouldn't. They might know about them actually,
Most of them will.
because well, Akashic comes from Sanskrit.
All right.
So,
Okay, yeah, so they must do, yeah.
right? So they might have heard of it. It might not be exactly the same, but there might be something sort of in their memory of like their parents or their
Yeah,
grandparents talking on this kind of level. So India especially would very much probably understand it a lot better than some other cultures actually. Um, yeah, you can mold it to any kind of culture. Like I've gone into it with people that, because it's not just your guides up there, it can be ancestors coming through. So on a cultural level, you can have your ancestors coming through to you and talking to you. There are even, it sounds really weird, but you can even have like archangels or ascended masters or someone coming in. So, you
wow.
could have Buddha or Jesus or, Ganesh coming in or something. You could have like a god coming into you, or a personification of some kind of energy, or a link to your heritage or to your religion coming in and talking with you. And that can get a bit strange because we're both kind of there thinking like, is this a bit blasphemous? Or like
Yeah.
I'm not worthy to be speaking to this higher being, but
And have you seen that happen before?
absolutely, yeah. Like I've had a few clients that have had like Jesus come through. That was
Wow.
hilarious. He's hilarious. And I've had like Mary Magdalene as well come through for a few people. Loads of people have angels, whether that's archangels or your regular kind of angels, like the lower but still very powerful ones. And yeah, like a representations of different gods. So I've had like
Yeah.
Egyptian gods and Celtic gods and Indian gods all come in. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so it's very, very interesting because
So do you know this side of like the future side? Did you like educate yourself on media? Is it called a medium? when you're
So yeah,
a
the
medium?
mediums like yeah, like they're connected to the
The
other
spirit
realm. They're usually
world, yeah.
channel people that have died and things like that. So I don't label myself as any kind of psychic or any kind of medium. Um, that's not how I feel that I am. I'm
Hmm.
very intuitive and I can connect to the Akashic Records and to other realms and stuff, but I don't I don't feel that I'm actually like a psychic medium or anything like that kind of thing. That's not how I'd label me.
Thing is, healing is very satisfactory if you know that you've healed someone or you made them better. Like, just take something simple like a sports injury. I know if I knew tomorrow I'm going to be walking normal without a limp, slight limp, I'd be absolutely amazed. I'd be wow.
Right? Yeah. And it's absolutely possible because it's also because it goes back to that holistic thing that we were talking about at the
Yeah,
beginning, where you could have the best physical treatments for your physical conditions, but if you don't have your mind in the right
that's
place, or
it.
you know
Yeah.
the core reason behind it, so the spiritual side of it, you are never going to heal completely from that physical. Likewise, you could have absolutely no help whatsoever with the physical stuff, but you really delve deep into the spiritual and the mind over matter, the mindset stuff, and you go deep into that, then you will absolutely heal the physical. It's really fascinating. So
I can
you
imagine.
do need to incorporate everything for to have that healing happen. Otherwise, you could heal the physical, but if you're not sorting out the root cause,
Mentally,
then it's going to
yeah.
come back, or something else is going to happen, and possibly something worse, because it's your body and your soul is trying to say, look over here, I'm trying to talk to you, and we ignore it, and we pop
Hmm.
pills and we go to the doctor and we have operations and stuff to get rid of it, right? But it's because it's a message that we have to be listening to, and if we don't listen, then we're going to get it again and again and again until we understand it.
And when you're in the UK, do you like go to a lot of like tarot? Is it tarot shows or tarot
Like,
fairs? Sorry,
yeah,
or,
like
or do you have them? Do
metaphysical,
you have them in
mind
Canada
body.
as well?
Yeah, they're like mind body spirit fairs and stuff like that, and yeah, like they do like tarot stuff and crystals, and they some people do readings, some people they'll sell stuff. Yeah, like they're very, very cool places to go. Lots and lots of lovely people that you can talk to, and usually they're very, very open, and they'll really explain what it is that they do. So you
Yeah.
can really just go in and say, I know nothing about this. Tell me what you do, and they'll be quite happy to talk to people about that. And because it's their passion, right? It's
And do you get
usually something that,
people that are trying to trick you as well? Even like now, when you don't go to a fair, somebody might turn around and say because they might be skeptical, they might not tell you
Mhm.
the whole truth. Leave that little bit out.
Yeah, like
Do you get that?
I prefer when people don't tell me a lot, because I find that if someone comes
Always
in for a tarot reading,
challenge,
for
isn't it?
example,
Yeah.
and they say, okay, here's my life story, tell me what the cards say, and the cards literally come out telling me exactly what they've just told me, so I feel
Yeah.
like they just think I'm a fraud because they've told me everything. I'd rather
Yeah.
someone come in and just be like, tell me about this, or just tell me what they say. I'm not telling you what even subject I want you to talk to me about, just tell me what the cards say, and then I can start telling them what the cards say, and they go, oh, okay, yeah, carry on, and I tell them everything, and at the end the client will say, wow, how did you know about this? Or, that was absolutely spot on. And that
Yeah.
I find a lot more like,
Definitely.
I enjoy that much more, because, like I said, if you told me everything, if the cards don't tell me
What's the point of
anything
that?
else,
That's
then
right.
I'm
Yeah.
just repeating that back to you. And I feel like a fraud then as well, because I can find nothing else to tell you.
Yeah. But it must be like again, like I said, it must be very satisfying knowing that the people's expression and how happy they get and everything
Absolutely.
is brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like just things like with the massage and stuff. If someone like can't raise their arm at all, kind of thing, and then I do like say 20 minutes or something on their shoulder and on their arm, and they can raise it to just there.
That's
And so like,
brilliant.
I haven't been able to do that in 20 years, and I don't think I'm going to have to take painkillers tonight for the first time in 20 years.
Very
Just
satisfying,
that,
isn't it?
like. slight little improvement means the world to people, right?
So
And so then they keep
you
coming
know
back.
with the hot stones you were talking about, the hot
Mhm.
stones, you
Yeah.
be rubbing it on, and then what does it do? It goes into the tissue.
Yeah, so the heat from the stones goes into, say, the muscles, and
Yeah,
it penetrates right the way through. So, as a massage therapist, I can't get to certain sides or certain depths into certain muscles. The stones actually go into the entire muscle and really help, but it can also go into like joints and
yeah,
things like that. So you can go over the spine and things, which you can't as a massage therapist go really hard over the spine, but the hot stones can just slide over the spine and really help with the nerves in the spine and the bones in the spine and everything like that.
and
So
what type of
it's a very, very
stones are
gentle.
these? Are they just like normal stones, regular stones?
No, so they're called basalt stones. So they're volcanic.
Mm.
They come from
Yeah,
a
yeah,
volcano, and they're usually ones that have then come out the volcano during an eruption, and then they've sort of shined up in the rivers and things. So they're very, very smooth, but they're volcanic rock, so they're able to hold on to the heat. So I'll put them in like a slow cooker crock
yeah.
pot type thing. I'll put them in that with some water, and I'll heat them up, and then they store that heat in them. And obviously, you make sure that you've got a thermometer in there. You make sure that it's
Yeah,
the right temperature.
and then the right
Yeah,
temperature.
and different people, like I said, it need different heats. Like some people, they can't stand too much heat, and some people thrive on, the boiling hot stuff. So you just kind of gauge where your client's at, and you go from there. And then you can do placements as well, where you put them on certain points and you leave them on there. Obviously, not as hot, and
Yeah,
you leave them on there and they just work into the body, and it's all about relaxing and tuning in and healing any bits that maybe aren't apparent yet as well. So that it's extremely healing. It's a really, really good one. If you can
brilliant.
find someone that does hot stones near you, like definitely try that out.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, I
fantastic.
want
If
to
you
ask you
get
another
the
question.
therapy,
Magnetic bangles, or like kind of like they're meant to be really good, aren't they?
the
For like the energy around magnetic bangles of
oh
different metals.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so they're really good, especially if you've got like carpal tunnel or arthritis or something. You get like the magnetic ones or even a copper bracelets are fantastic. Copper's great for anybody really to help you align your energy and stuff. And you can get that in bracelet form or rings or anything. Copper will help regulate but also enhance any energy that you need as well.
And what is that? Is that like the magnetic field that's doing the work?
Yeah, so it's your body is magnetic, right? Like so, and it's got uh, vibrations and frequencies
Yeah.
and stuff running through it all the time. Energy, so like different cultures will call it like life force or chi
Hmm.
or all of this stuff running through you, right?
Yeah.
So it's a way of regulating that and helping the flow of that. So either increasing or decreasing or whatever it is, getting rid of the blocks that are in you. So
So it's a
copper and
balance
the
thing.
magnet. Pardon?
So it's a balance thing. Balances your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah, it's bringing you back to that equilibrium, bringing you back to that balance, um, because your body is so complicated. It's not just your physical; it's like the energetics as well. So you've got your aura field, you've got the channels running through your
Hmm.
body of these different energies and things. So it's very, very complicated, and if it's not working in alignment with each other,
You need to
then you're
balance
gonna
it.
get sick. Yeah, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna have that mental like fog, or you're going to feel sad, or all of these different things can happen depending what's out of balance, and then you can just get someone to help you balance, or you balance yourself, and you can just feel happier or healed or just more in alignment, more sure of yourself.
Brilliant. Okay, final
Yeah.
question. What's the future? What's the future for holistic health
Oh, how
and
weird
healing?
do you want me to
Sorry, and healing. Holistic
go?
healing. What's the future?
I honestly think that we're going into a new era where people are a lot more susceptible, a lot more willing to go this route. I think people are becoming really tired of that endless popping of pills and not really ever getting to the root of the problem. So I really think that any kind of holistic anything right now is very, very sought after. It's very, very needed. And I think people are a lot more open now to finding out those root causes, or just going a more natural route, like, what herb can I use for this rather than a pill, or what kind of coaching or therapy can I do to help with this rather than just nothing, or stuff like that. I really, really feel like the
So
future is that we're
it's
going to
more
have a lot
accepted now,
more.
isn't it?
Hmm?
Sorry, I was saying it's more accepted.
It's a lot more accepted now. Yes, yeah, it's a lot more because I think science is also catching up with it too. So
Yeah,
they're actually seeing that what people have said for thousands of years about certain things are absolutely true. Like when people claim, doing this pressure point really helps with this, science is now discovering that actually it releases this chemical of this, and so that makes this happen. Or this herb is actually really great for this thing because it's got X, Y, and Z in
yeah,
it, or whatever it is. So because you've got that science backing it up too, I think a lot of people are going to trust it more, and they're going to see the results, and you don't get the side effects so much with the natural things.
definitely.
So whereas with like the Western medicine, you get a lot of side effects with it all. The healing side and the beautiful holistic side is a lot less, if at all, any kind of reactions and things to it. So yeah, it's very much the future is a lot more healing, a lot more holistic.
Great. Fantastic. Okay, I did ask you to nominate somebody. Did you manage to get somebody, or are you still working on it? There's no rush.
Yeah, I sent her to you. She's following you. Her name is Joyce.
Joyce.
It was a
Yeah,
while back
okay, I remember
that
that.
we
Yeah.
spoke about this,
Okay,
but yeah,
I'll message you again. No
yeah,
worries. But Becky,
she's
thank you
fantastic.
very
This is
much.
in Germany.
It's
Yeah,
been fantastic,
absolutely.
and I know we had trouble the other day,
Yeah, but we did it.
but it's all
It worked
sorted,
out.
it's all done. I got episode 10 out of the way. Thank you very much, and all the best.
All
Take
right, have
care.
a wonderful
You
night.
too. Thank
Bye, darling.
you.
Bye.